So actually, we can start the session. Kirtana might not join today. Yeah.
Yeah, you can start.
So yesterday we have discussed what is ServiceNow, and actually, so can anyone explain what is ServiceNow?
Yeah, you can unmute yourself and yeah, feel free to
Feel
hop
free
on
to
and tell.
ask. Yeah.
It's a service on software as a service,
And
and
It's like a cloud platform which is like used for service management.
yes,
Right. Yeah, there are no wrong answers. Come on, yeah. You can also give some inputs,
yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Everyone, I want everyone to unmute and tell.
Or you can say it as like SaaS for ticket management and collection of data, information for services.
Yeah. And so ServiceNow is a software company which provides services to their employees. So it has this several services where we have the IT service management, HRSD, GRC, and different services. So yesterday we have seen ITSM as well. So IT service management, where IT is provided as a service to their employees. And can anyone tell what ITSM suite contains? Yeah, Suchit, Sandeep, Saran, Nishit. What
It
ITSM
has
suite contains?
incident management, change management,
Change,
Yeah,
problem management, asset management,
service
uh,
configuration,
configuration.
yeah. So
release
incident,
management.
problem management, change management, request, CMDB, and asset management. So these all comes under the ITSM, and we also have the knowledge as well, knowledge management. And so, can anyone tell an example for an incident?
Yeah, if a particular person's forgot his password of his email, that that's an immediate requirement, so you can say that that as an incident.
Yes. Uh, and problem.
So if
problem is finding the
several
root
users
cause.
have a network issue, a problem, it can be created to like find out the root cause, to find what is actually happening with the network, and to in order to prevent any further incidents occurring. It's like a group of same incident occurring that can be reported as a problem to find out the root cause.
Yeah. So, and what is the exact difference between the incident and problem?
So, incidents actually represent immediate, like it requires immediate resolution, while, problems can be, it needs to be like investigated, and, you need to address it to prevent future incidents. That's the difference, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, Suchit. Yeah, Saran, Sandeep, you can also actually unmute and tell.
Yeah, I mean,
To add to his point, I think we can say incident is for configuration item. We can look into a configuration item and track it for future references.
Yeah, problem. We also have the same with the problem. So the main difference is where the incident is for the known issue, and coming to the problem, it's for the unknown issue. You have to find the root cause of that. You have to go and find the root cause analysis and fix that particular problem. So this would be the main difference between incident and problem. Okay.
And the incidence is from user side and the problem is from service side. And they
No,
will
no, no. Incident and problem are both from the user perspective only. The internal employees where they go and raise an incident.
but the bunch of incidents which have same problem, so those comes under problem, right? And finding the root cause
Yes,
also comes
yes.
under
So
from
yeah,
service, right?
yeah. It's not an organizational level or like that. So we are considering the issue. The main part is the issue. And then, can anyone tell what is the major difference between change management and request?
Change management is is a change for the across a certain service or like certain platform or a certain application. Change request, a change, and the request is for particular team or an employee or a role.
So
Self-service can be tool.
basically, Sandeep, it's like change is for the organizational level or the entity maintenance level. Where coming to the request, it's for the self-service. Means
Yeah,
the user, he himself go and request something for himself. It's not for his team or it's not for the organizational level. Okay. And in the change request, we'll be having the change advisory board approvals. So which is very important to remember. Whenever I tell change management, you have to know we will be having the change advisory board approvals, which are actually required. Right?
yeah, yeah, got it.
And so these are the basic definitions which we have actually seen yesterday. And I guess Nikita, you were missing those classes yesterday. You have missed the class, so this would be a recap for you.
Yeah, yes, Manaswini, thank you for the recap.
Yeah. So now let me share my screen and let's start today's session. So is my screen visible? So everyone
Yeah, it
has
is.
the access to their instance. Am I right? Yeah, you can
Yes.
actually raise your hand so that I will be knowing that you have. Yeah. Next, Saran is there. Sandeep, you also have. Nishit and Kirtana. Okay. Nishit, Kirtana, Kirtana. Okay. So this is how our instance looks. So I'm getting echo. Sandeep, can you mute? Thank you so much. So, as yesterday, so this is our application navigator where we can actually go and search for our applications. So, let's today go and see the incident form, how it looks, and what are the fields, and how it actually got created, and everything in deep. So basically, this particular form which is there, we call it as a form view. So for every record, a single record can be shown in a form view. So in a record, we'll be having fields which are related to this particular record. So we also have the another view. So in incident, we have open, assigned to me, open unassigned. So these all again comes under the list views. So if I just open this particular module, so this comes under the list view. So basically, these are where the set of records are being placed in a table. So if you just see here, here we are going into the only one single record. But here this is called a list view where we can see multiple records. So here if you just see, we have 41 records in this particular incident table. Okay, so this is called the list view and this is called the form view. So now just we'll go and deep dive into the form view of each and every part of this particular form. So if you just see here, we have the hamburger icon. This we can also call it as context menu. So we'll call it as hamburger icon, and once if you just click on this, you can actually save this particular record and configure. So what does configure do? Basically configure is where how this form gets created, how you can actually create a form. So these are the three ways in which you can actually create a form and where you can actually design a form. So if you are seeing here, it's a layout of number of fields. So this number is particular field which stores the string value and caller. So if you see here, we have a search button. So once if we click this particular button, it's taking into the another table. So this is called reference fields. So reference field is where this is connected with another table. So here I am clicking having a field called caller. So this is a reference field which is referring a table called sys user table. So what is sys user table? Where all the user records will be available. Am I clear? So this is
Yeah.
called a reference field. And then if you see the category, subcategory, and state, channel, impact, and urgency. These are all comes under the drop downs where we have multiple values where we can select this, again this. If you can, we can actually go into the drop down and we can select them. So these are called as drop down fields. And then again if you see here, service, service offering, configuration item, assignment group, assigned to, again these are all the reference fields. So where which it is referring to the another table. So if I just click on this particular button, it goes into the other table where we have all groups, list of groups where you can actually go and select. So this comes under the reference fields. And we have a short description, which is a string field where you can write your text. And this particular description is little bit more. Means the string you are giving the length to the maximum length. So where this particular description can store up to 400 characters. And this short description can store up to 40 characters. So we can actually configure them. So we are talking like these are the fields which are already there. So if you want to create a field, if you want to go and design your own form, how can we do that? So here we have an option called configure. So in this configure, we'll be going into the form design. So let's see one by one. So once if we click on form design, it's taking time. So this is how our form design looks. So if you just see, these are all our fields which are present in this particular form, right? So if you want to go and create a particular field, so the best practice is we have to create our own view. So before that, let's go into the list of instance. Let's select a existing instant. So if you just see, this particular form has these fields, and here if I go and click on view, so if you see, I have many views. Means, so yeah. So these are several views which we have. So if I open major instance, this particular view, so this particular form has different design, right? So this is the basic default design. But when am I opening the major incident view, the form fields got changed and the design of that particular form got changed. So, and again if I go and open another view called mobile, again the design of this particular form got changed. So you can also go and create your own view. So if you just see here in the default view, go down, you have an option called new. So once if you click new, and you can give a name to your particular view. So let's say Wipro as a name of my view. And then if I click OK, so now we are in the view called Wipro. So now I don't want this particular field. So I can actually drag and drop over here. I don't even want this particular field. I can drag and drop. So I want priority to be top, and I don't want channel on my form. So I don't want description on my form. So I'll be removing. And then once if I save this particular form, this is my own view called Wipro, and where I have designed my own fields. So if I just go here into this particular record, refresh, and then here we have views, right? So in this particular view, we can check our view, Wipro, which we have created. So this is how our view looks and the fields which we can actually modify them. Up to this, do you have any queries or any questions? So am I clear?
Yeah, I
If we
think
create, yeah, I'm clear. So once we create our own view,
Yeah.
can we share that across the other guys?
So 1 minute. It's I'll be giving you a task right away after a small topic is being done, so that it's interconnected. Okay.
Okay.
So right away we can actually do the lab as well, so it will be easy to you guys also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how form design and where you can actually create a view. And then here if I want to create a new field, so if I want to create a new field, here if you see, these are the fields. So here the fields, these fields are existing fields, so you can actually use the existing fields. If you want to create a new field, so if I just say, okay Manaswini, okay sir, go and create a field called uh, uh, description, I guess not description, so workspace, let's say workspace, which has to store the 40 characters, up to 40 characters. So what we'll do, will actually we only know what type it is. So we have to go, these are the field types which we have. So string is the field type which is available, and we can go and add in the particular place. So you can actually add over here, or you can add here, or you can add here. So again we can add anywhere according to the client requirement. And then, so once if I click this particular settings button, I can go and give a label. So what is my label? My label is workspace. And then if you just see here, we are talking about label, name. So what is the actual difference between label and name? So label is where the field name, so which you are seeing here, is a label. So in the database, we can't store this particular label. So we'll be storing it in a name. Name is the backend name. So we can create like u_workspace. And if you just see here, the type is string. And you can give the maximum length. So the minimum length is 40. And you can make the field mandatory. If you just see here, this existing form, the caller and short description are the mandatory fields. And priority, you can't edit this. So this is a read-only field. So you can configure that as well. If you want to make it mandatory, you can check this particular box. If you want to make it read-only, you can check this particular box. And you have a field called dependent. So what is dependent? If you see here, if I am selecting software, and now if I go to subcategory and see the options, I have email and operating system. If I go and select hardware, you can see like CPU, disk, keyboard. So the subcategory is actually depending on the category. Right now in our use case, we don't have any dependency for this particular workspace field. So we can actually leave that particular field. And then you have choices. Choices is again, here if you see, we have 3 options. So these are called as choices. So as of now, this is a string field. We don't want any choices to be created. You can just leave it like that. And then you can click on save. Once if you save this particular form design, you can go into your form, refresh it. You can see workspace, so which we have created. So, and you can also create different field types. If you see here, these are all the field types which are available. So if you see reference, so reference is where we are actually talking about the caller, assignment group, assigned to, and all. If you want to create a reference field, you'll drag and drop it here. You will click on the settings and let's say location. I want all the locations to be visible in this particular table, and I'll be giving the backend name. And here, this particular reference is where you have to select your table name. Okay, so I'll go here and search for the locations. So basically we'll actually see that. Right now I'll just give the backend name, so it will be easy for now, and I'll let you know how to find the table names and how to remember them. Everything we'll actually look into that as well. Okay?
Mana, like name is like a poser name, column name in the table, or else what exactly it is?
Label is the field. So if you just see
name.
here, name is the backend name. So while scripting, we can't actually write the label. So in the database, it will be stored in this particular format. So in order to access this particular field, we'll be using the backend value. So whatever you write in name will be the backend name.
Okay, it's already predefined, or else we are giving that name?
Here we are giving it. Okay. Because this is our own field. So for existing fields, they'll obviously have the backend names.
Okay.
And again, if you want to make this particular field mandatory, we can check this particular box. And read only, if you want to make a field read only. And dependent, it's not depending on any other field. So I can just close this and save. And this is our form. So here the best practice is in this particular context menu, you have a reload form. You can click this instead of you going and refreshing whole browser. If you see here the location, which is a mandatory field and a reference field in which all the locations are visible. So am I clear up to this? And if you just see this form, this is how, where whenever the client wants you to create a field, you have to know in which view are they do they want to create a field, and what type the field is that mandatory or is that read only. If it's a reference field, to which table it is actually referring. And if you are creating a choice field, what are the choices of that particular field? And here in this form design, you can actually modify the existing fields as well. So how do you do that? You'll click on this particular settings button and you can create your choices. So let me say tell 4 and lowest, and I can give the backend name as this and save. Again, if I refresh, if I go here, you can see 4 lowest. So what I want you all to do is open your PDIs in the incident form, create a view called cloud, okay, and add 2 new fields. One will be string and other will be date and time field. Yeah, I have posted the question in our chat, so you can actually start doing, and if you're stuck somewhere, let me know. And Nikita, you can actually, I'll just give this link to you. You have to sign in into that.
Okay.
Once you can share your screen, so that I've send you this developer service now, where you can go and access your instance. So, did you start? Sandeep, Sharon, Nishit?
Just
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah. If you are stuck somewhere, let me know.
Cloud.